Hello. This is your host, C. Jackson Paul, live from the Eternal Gems studio. Welcome to 18 Entrepreneurs Crash Course at Life, where we learn the tools that will let you build the life that you deserve. There's an old saying, it's not what you know, it's who you know. Many entrepreneurs credit their success to being given a chance by someone they met, or by being given a loan or support by family or friends. But what if you, like most people, don't have a rich uncle who can give you a loan to start a business, or a connection with a hiring manager you met on a yacht sipping champagne? Well, don't worry, because you too can learn to network. Networking is the art of making connections with people. A connection is at the beginning of a relationship, ranging from being on each other's radars to business partners. If you have a group of connections, you have a network that can help you with whatever you need. For instance, if you want a job at another company, then ask a member of your network who works there to recommend you. You never know when that random stranger sitting over there will be the next customer for your business, or the guy who provides you the opportunity of a lifetime. That is why you should always be looking for opportunities for making connections. With that, here are some tips to help you make and sustain good connections. Tip number 1, be friendly. If you start work somewhere new, then take this opportunity to act cordially to your new coworkers. Not that you have to be the best friend of everybody there, but it is nice to greet people, make small talk, and smile at them. You never know when you will need a favor from them. You can't make a connection with someone if you leave a bad impression, so be sure to leave a good one. On a similar note, avoid being jerks to people, even if you don't think a connection with them will be valuable. I once heard the story of a hiring manager who was holding an early morning job interview, but when he arrived in the parking lot, he finds there is only one spot left. He tries to pull into it, but is cut off by a young woman, who then says something very rude to him. He eventually finds another spot, and is late to the interview. But when he walks in, who does he see? That's right, the young woman who was rude to him. Guess whether she got that job? You never know how important that random person over there is, nor how valuable a connection they could be. So treat them as though you will someday need their help. In addition to this being the nice and ethical thing to do, it will also make your life a whole lot easier. Tip number 2, remember past connections. Have you ever met someone a bunch, and completely forgotten them every time? It's embarrassing, isn't it? That used to happen to me all of the time, until I began to make a conscious effort to remember the name of everyone I met. For example,
Hi, nice to meet you. My name is Cassie.
Hi, Cassie. It is a pleasure to meet you. My name is Jackson.
And then, if you can, keep calling her Cassie until you are confident you can remember her. Then, if you meet her again, you will remember. Studies have found that using people's names puts them at ease and makes them feel better around you. So if you can remember their names, you not only make them feel better around you, thereby strengthening the connection, but you will also save time by not having to reforge connections that broke because you forgot each other. Tip number 3, find a common point for connection. When you meet someone new, especially in a professional context, it can be difficult to be memorable, and if they don't remember you, then there is no connection. So how do you keep conversation from petering out into awkward silence? Find a common point of connection. For instance, if you both live in the same city, talk about that. If you work in the same industry, which is where a lot of your connections will be, then you can connect over the common experiences you will likely have had. If you are both software engineers, for example, then you could potentially talk about new developments in software engineering. However, when talking about industry-specific subjects, there are 2 pitfalls you will want to avoid. First of all, make sure the context is right. If the atmosphere is more laid back, then people may get mad at you bringing up work and non-working hours. Just use your best judgment as to whether this is the case. Second of all, sometimes the best connections will seem to be dislike of something. Say, of a particular client or coworker. It can seem tempting to commiserate with your new friend about this. This is a very dangerous game. That is because, if you just met someone, then you have no idea who they are connected to. For all you know, they are best friends with the person being badmouthed. Or maybe the particular aspect of the job you hate is one they love, or, worse, designed. Even if this isn't true, then perhaps they are a positive person who will be turned off by your negativity, or perhaps, unbeknownst to you, your boss is sitting nearby, hearing every word you say. Save your complaining for people you trust in a place where it is less likely to backfire. And even if they start the complaining, and you are in a safe place, still beware, because a connection made in negativity, while it can seem strong, will in the long term be less likely to help you, because of the ingrained negativity in the relationship. Tip number 4, be helpful. The relationships that will help you advance your career or gain a foothold in an industry aren't one-sided. If you want people to help you advance, you should be willing to be helpful in return. Further, since people remember their benefactors, helping someone with something small is a great way to make connections. I'm not suggesting you do a quid pro quo or anything shady. It's just that people enjoy helping nice people, and so the best way to guarantee a good network in the future is to not act like a jerk in the present. If you want people to go a little bit out of their way to help you, then why not go a little bit out of your way to help them? Now, I'm not saying do everything someone asks you to do, but if you can do it without hurting your own work, then why not be nice? It's only going to help your career down the road. Tip number 5, career conversations. Most of these tips are for making connections with people at your level, but this tip is for people above you. Suppose you start a new job somewhere in an industry you want to become a part of. Then, if you can, sit down and have a career conversation with some of the people there who have jobs you might want to have one day. For instance, if you want to start a retail store someday, and are working at a store, ask the owner for a half hour of their time, and then ask them questions about how they got where they are now, and what advice they would give someone following in their footsteps. I know it can feel awkward, but this will help you so much later in life. Most successful people want to see others follow in their footsteps, so if a young person takes initiative and asks to talk with them, then they are more likely than not to react positively to that. If there is someone who you want to be someday, then knowing how they got where they are is a great way to help plan your future. With these 5 tips, you will be able to build up a professional network that will help you get the opportunities you deserve. So long as you don't try and use networking as a substitute for doing good work, and so long as you are sure to treat these people with respect as friends, rather than as pawns for your own advancement, then there is nothing standing between you and a fulfilling career. Everyone has dreams in life, and we at Eternal Gems want to help you live up to your full potential. Check out our website and social media, linked below in the description, leave your thoughts down in the comments, and stay tuned for more videos.